Hey everybody, how are you doing? This is Kirsten here, and thank you so much for tuning in today to this new episode of A Better Way with Kirsten podcast. On this podcast, as you probably already know, we're talking about chronic pain and chronic sensations that you might be feeling in your body, and you haven't found a solution to them yet. Maybe you've tried different things, but nothing has been helpful. So, what do you do then? Well, it's time to turn to your nervous system because the problem is probably there. Your nervous system is feeling on some level unsafe, and this is what's reflected in your body. This unsafe feeling can come from multiple sources. It could be unexpressed emotions, or it can be feeling chronically angry or chronically sad. It could be just putting so much pressure on yourself, overcommitting, working too hard. It can come from so many sources, but of course, the main idea here is that we are under more stress than what we can handle, and that's why we have these chronic pains and chronic sensations that are now coming out physically. And this is what I'm helping you with on this podcast. Now, today we're going to talk about happiness and how you can live a happier life. I'm going to give you 7 simple things that you can try out to increase your feeling of happiness. And of course, there are so many studies online and articles online that you can read that really prove that people who are happier will have better health outcomes. They have longer lives and they have happier lives. They have more fulfilled lives. So the quality of their life is better, but also physically. A lot of times they are doing a lot better because what we feel inside, what's happening in our mind, and all that, this is reflected in our physical bodies too. And if you still doubt it, please go back to my previous episodes and listen to them because there is a strong correlation between your internal state and how this internal state is then reflected in your physical body. There is a strong link. And I think it's really time that we stop only thinking about things like physically. If something hurts in my stomach, has to be something wrong inside of my stomach. Well, maybe it is your unexpressed emotion. Maybe it is that pressure that you put on yourself. Maybe it's something like that. And it's so worth it to look into these types of approaches to how to regulate your nervous system, how to become more mindful, and how to reduce your stress, because these things of course make you just feel better. So happiness is definitely an important topic to touch. And obviously, if you've had these chronic pains and chronic sensations for a while, you might be saying that I just cannot be happy because I'm feeling so awful. And I understand, of course, chronic pain is very stressful in the body and it creates more negative emotions. But if we can increase our happiness, that will actually raise our vibration. And we have to do that first. So we cannot wait until the circumstances are perfect. Now I can feel happy. So we can't wait for, let's say, I want the pain to go away, then I can be happy. Just like we cannot wait for having the right amount of money on our bank account in order to be happy, or the right relationship in order to be happy, or the right body in order to be happy, which is what I saw quite a bit in the all these years that I did a lot of nutrition and fat loss coaching, which I still do. But honestly, if somebody comes to me and they have very much this mindset that this is the thing that's going to make me happy, this and only this, then I know that this is not a good fit. But what we want to do is to increase our happiness and raise our vibration. I'm a big believer in our vibration. Like everything you do, everything you attract is your vibration, right? So what you put out there, you also get a lot of it back. Have you noticed that when you are kind of grumpy, when you are negative, when you are in a bad mood, it's not that too many good things happen during that time. It's more likely that you get more of the same thing back because this is how you're vibrating, what you're putting out there, it comes back. In the past 2 episodes, I talked a lot about things like gossiping, venting, judging. When you do a lot of it, then there's a good chance that you're going to get a lot of the same stuff and you're going to continue feel bad. You're not feeling happy. And on the other hand, if your vibration is higher, you are feeling happier, you're feeling more joyful, you are feeling more gratitude. You pay attention to things that go well and you really take a moment to kind of like savor them and like really amplify the feeling. You get more of that good stuff. You really do. And this is why happiness and gratitude, why these feelings are just really, really healing. I've noticed myself that when I'm feeling happier, when I'm feeling more joy, when I'm feeling more grateful, then I attract also more other people who are nice and kind. It's so interesting. It's something that I've noticed a lot, and it has almost become something that I can tell like what my vibration has been for a little while based on what's happening. So, for example, what happens to me a lot is when I'm in this really good positive vibe state, a lot of people come to me and start talking to me and asking things or saying random things or complimenting something or whatever it is. I could go to the gym and somebody could be like, "Oh, those are so cool shoes. Like, where'd you buy them?" And I really like those. And it's a simple thing, right? It's not like it has a huge meaning, but the fact that somebody approached me and told me these things probably means that I don't have like this angry face on me. So because they did come and approach me, or it could be something like I go on a walk and there's always this guy outside who's walking his dog, and he's always oftentimes telling me something because he I don't know, he just likes to talk to people, but it happens a lot more when I am happy and when I'm kind of more like radiating this positivity. I could go to the store and more people start talking to me. Like it's always, I know that just people are more kind of want to interact when I'm having this like positive vibration. So this is one thing I can tell. It's like such an obvious example of how you get back what you put out there. And I think it's not only just like people come talk to you, also the other things, like the really good things, like maybe some other relationships or work opportunities or collaboration opportunities, or maybe you want to have like this perfect client, and this client is attracted to you because you are giving out this positive vibration. It's really worth it, and not only so that you can get stuff, but also because you feel much better when you're feeling happier and when you have more gratitude and when you feel more joyous. And of course, it can be difficult to feel this way. Like I said, if you have chronic pain or things are not going the way you want, it can be very difficult to be happy. It can almost sound like really, you want me to be happy? Like, have you seen my situation? And I understand it. I really do. I had depression for many years too, and I just used to think of myself as a person who just every now and then has severe depression. It just dips into that state where nothing matters and everything is stuck and ugly and awful, and I don't want to do anything. I just thought that this is how I am. And of course, depression is nervous system dysregulation. So we have to regulate our nervous system and we can get out of it. Of course, I'm not saying that this podcast is a substitute for medical advice or help. Absolutely not. You should definitely see a therapist or somebody who can help you, who is like medical trained, licensed, and all that. You know that, right? But I want to say that in my case, there was a way out, and it wasn't through these kinds of things. It was through regulating my nervous system, definitely changing my ways of thinking, my attitude, the lens through which I choose to see the world. All that had to change. And of course, somatic work helped tremendously. Like if you're often anxious or depressed, there are some things that you can do to regulate your nervous system. But a lot of this work also has to do inside of your own mind. Okay, so shall we then move on to the 7 things that I wrote down today when I was putting together notes for my podcast, and I was thinking about the things that have really helped me, and I hope that will help you too. And let's see if we can commit to these 7 things. Let's say for the month of February. Can you do it? Can you make these a daily habit and see what has changed for you by the end of the month? So let's get started. The first thing is to notice how you start your day and choose to start it with a positive mantra or positive sentence. And this positive thing could be lots of different things, whatever matters to you, but I have 2 options for you, and maybe you can pick one of them. The first one is this: every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. So this is a good and strong one to start your day with. And the other one is what I mentioned a couple of episodes ago from Neville Goddard, who said, "Something wonderful is happening to me now." Something wonderful is happening to me now. And you can replace these immediate negative thoughts that you might wake up with these thoughts instead. So these immediate negative thoughts could be whatever, but for me it used to be it was like every time I would wake up and I would start like beating myself up about the things that I didn't get done yesterday. I was like, oh, I didn't get this done yesterday, I didn't get that done, and now I have to do all that today. I was really thinking about it. I just woke up with like dread, like, ugh, I don't like it at all, right? So now, sometimes, of course, these things happen still. Like, I'm not like saying that I never have a negative thought. That would be a lie. But instead of like letting these thoughts go super far, I can tell myself, stop, stop. I might do a little somatic thing. I might, just to get out of this state where I was in, like, this like negativity, I might do like full body shake. I might do some chest tapping, and then I'm going to replace it, right? I'm going to replace this thought with, in, every day in every way I'm getting better and better, something like that, and tell myself that a couple of times and just start my day like that. Sometimes I do the somatic thing, sometimes I don't, but I will usually start my day with something like this, even if it feels like absolutely, like it almost feels like I'm lying to myself. I don't care, I'm still saying this thing because it cannot harm you. It just cannot harm you. It can only help you. Okay, so the second thing, and I think this is very powerful, is to smile at people that you see. Like, let's say you go out for a walk in the morning, or you go to a grocery store, or you go to the gym. Just literally like put a smile on your face. It does help. I talked about it a while ago when Hugh and I, we went on a hike, and then I told him, it was like, I don't know how much we had still, like until the end of the hike. I said, what if until the end of this hike we just put like smiles on our faces and see how that feels? And I think we had about like 30 minutes left on this hike, and we just did it, and it was ridiculously fun. It was so good. It just felt really positive. It felt happy. You start feeling happy when you put a smile on your face. And then when you can do it, when you leave your house and you look at other people and you give them a nice smile, whether they smile back or not, usually they do, but if they don't, so what? It's just, you feel better. And this is such a simple thing. Like, even if you cannot bring yourself to say like these positive mantras or something, even if you put a smile on your face, it does something very uplifting to your mood. I really recommend that you start practicing it. I do. I really do that. I used to have this thing where I've been actually told that your face is really emotionless. Like, your face looks like really like flat, like there's no feelings there. And I was told that years ago by one of the coaches that I worked with, on my chronic pain stuff, and he said, "Do you have emotions? Like, why is your face like that all the time?" I wasn't aware of it, but later I thought, actually, even in high school, already in high school, one of the teachers said that you always look really serious and like you don't have emotions. And I think that says something about the nervous system too. Like, why was my face so stuck as if I don't have any emotions? So now I've been making a conscious effort, and it becomes easier. It becomes more natural to put a smile on my face and just notice how you move through your day with more lightness and ease when you have a smile on your face. The next thing is this: when something goes bad or doesn't go the way you wanted it, tell yourself that it's going to make sense. I just don't know how yet. Right? So again, trying to keep up this more positive mindset. Yeah, this thing didn't go well, or I planned this differently and it didn't work out. Okay, I'm going to feel sad about it. I'm going to allow myself to feel it. But then I'm going to always find some sort of silver lining in this. Like, okay, even though I may not know right now why this went this way, but I trust that there is a reason for it. So basically, you are assuring yourself that it's going to work out. It's going to work out no matter what. And a lot of the times we may have this like very catastrophizing mind that brings up like all of these like stories, like how bad this is going to be, and oh my God, and this is all ruined now, whatever. So before you go there, tell yourself, or instead of going there, tell yourself that it's going to work out and there's a reason. I just don't know yet what it is, but trust that it's going to be all right. The next thing that helps you to be happier is to make somebody else happy. This is a really good way of really lifting your own mood too. And it doesn't have to be anything excessive. And it doesn't have to be like a major people pleasing act, or something where you neglecting yourself or ignoring yourself just because you so desperately wanted to make somebody else happy. This is not what I'm talking about. Like, you're not gonna like do somebody else's work, or go crazy, giving them, serving them all the things. Like, you don't need to do anything excessive like that, but you can do small things. Like, you could tell somebody like that they matter to you, or if you're on social media, you could give somebody a shout out, or you could send someone a message just asking how their day is going, reach out to somebody that you haven't talked to in a little while, or tell somebody that they look really good today, or appreciate, you go to a store and there's somebody, the cashier is like really nice. You're gonna say, hey, thank you so much, like, this is awesome. Or you go to a restaurant, you want to say the waitress, like, this was really great meal, or something like that. Just make like small things like that, and small efforts like that, then they will lift your own mood as well, and the other person is happy. And I think it really spreads, right? When you make somebody happy, you're happy, they're happy, they might like make somebody else happy with their happiness. It's like a really nice thing. And it's so much better, like, when you now compare that to like judging and gossiping and all these BS things that are not helpful. So choose to do something, little something that could make somebody else happy, and see how that makes you feel as well. The next thing I have here is to avoid judging and gossiping. You know that already, that I don't like it. And again, doesn't mean that it never happens to me, that I never judge or never say like, oh, I can't believe they did this. Of course it does happen, but I really try to catch myself, because I just know that it's not healthy. I don't want to do this. I don't want to engage in this. There's so many better things that I could think and talk about, instead of being judgmental and criticizing others, especially when there are things that I cannot do anything about. Why would I criticize? Why would I change my spend my mental energy on stuff like that? It really isn't worth it. The next thing is, next way how to increase your happiness is to watch or listen to something that makes you happy. And whatever the thing is, just notice what happens in your body. It's a good feeling. It could be like cat videos, or it could be really like funny comedy, or whatever the thing is that really makes you feel good. We do something here. We've done it recently. We have I'm not sure if I mentioned this here already or not, but there is a shopping center here, shopping mall, and they have a little store where they sell puppies there, or like bred really cute little puppies, and we just go there and we watch them play and wrestle and do stuff. We just literally go there to watch those crazy little puppies. It's super fun. It's really great. We love animals, so we've also gone a couple of times to cat cafes just to hang out with cats. It's cute. It just lifts your mood. It's so much fun. So whatever you like to do that lifts your mood, that's like positive and fun, in real life, let's go to a real location or watch something up, online, whatever it is that lifts your mood, and then just go do it. Notice what happens inside of your body. And then the last thing is to bring yourself back to memories where you felt really happy. And again, the idea here is that you create the same situation in you, create the same chemicals in your body, you relive this situation where you felt truly happy. And these memories are great, they're beautiful, but they are not just memories. These are things that you could possibly recreate again in your life too. Even if you right now have these chronic pains and chronic sensations, you think that, oh, I have this great memory of this like beautiful bike ride that I did, 10 years ago. Now, it's a great feeling. It's great that you have this memory and you felt really happy, but you can create it again. You can do the same again. I really believe so. And when you get better, when you start getting better, your sensations start to fade away. And this is all possible for you still. You can still experience the same stuff. But for now, even just if you're not there yet, imagine what it was like. Remember what it was like. Who was there? What was the weather like? What was the activity that you did? And how did it all make you feel? This is the really important part of it. And if it made you feel happy, then just see if you can dial up a little bit and make yourself really feel that gratitude and happiness that you experienced at that time, because this is healing. Like I've talked about here lately a lot about the fact that, the state, the different emotional state that you can create in your body can be really helpful if it's a positive, or it can be really harmful if you sit in your anger and frustration all day long. So it's really your choice. And if you feel like sometimes it's hard to find the moments where you were really happy, think about it a little bit deeper, because I think, well, most people have experienced happiness. It may just take some time to think and remember those moments if you've been really feeling like super stuck, but they are somewhere there. And if you really can't find anything, then just visualize something that maybe has never happened, but just visualize how it would be like what it would be like to be happy. What would be the feelings and then sensations and surroundings and all that stuff. Uh, so that way you can create that feeling of happiness in you. So these 7 things today, I hope that you put them into practice, and let's see if we can do this in February. I'm going to read these things one more time to you. So the first thing is start your day with a positive mantra or affirmation. The second thing, smile. And when you see other people, smile at them too. The third thing, when something goes the way that you didn't want it to go, then remind yourself that something will come out of it. It happened. There's a bigger reason. And just that way you can keep the mindset more positive. The fourth one was make somebody else happy with small things. The fifth one was avoid judging, criticizing, and gossiping. The sixth one was to watch or listen to something that uplifts you, or go to a location, hang out with dogs, cats, something like that. And then the seventh one is to frequently bring yourself back to those moments where you felt truly happy, and try to generate this feeling inside you again. All right. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate you taking some time. It makes me really happy, and I hope that this podcast today made you happier as well. Thank you so much, and see you again soon. Take care.